Welcome back to Flight Failures. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, do so now to stay up to date on all our compelling and informative stories about the world of aviation. Our story today concerns a tragic accident that occurred on April 13, 2022 near Salt Lake City, involving Brittney and her 2013 Cessna 208B Caravan airplane. Brittney was piloting a routine flight to Burley Municipal Airport in Idaho. She had already been there 12 times that year, but sadly, this flight would be her last. After completing a first instrument approach, he attempted a second approach, during which tragedy occurred. Her plane crashed into a chimney on the roof of a building, killing her instantly. Chelsea Brittney Infenger was only 30 years old when she died. She had gotten her private pilot certificate while still in high school and graduated in 2010. She then earned a bachelor's degree in corporate finance from Utah State University in 2018 and began flying full-time the following year, becoming a commercial pilot and certified flight instructor in 2020. After the pandemic hit, she returned home to Idaho and began working as a pilot for the Jim Air Cargo Company. At the time of the crash, he had nearly 1,400 total flight hours, including approximately 200 hours in the Caravan. On the morning of the accident, the forecast weather at Burley Airport was favorable, with clouds at about 2,600 feet and visibility of 6 miles. However, during the 1-hour, 7-minute flight from Salt Lake City, a weather system passed through the area, deteriorating weather conditions. By the time Brittney began the first approach, the weather had worsened, with a ceiling of 2,300 feet and visibility reduced to just 1 mile due to light snow and a temperature of -3 degrees Celsius. Brittney was concerned about the icing conditions, even though the plane was equipped with a TKS ice protection system. His company policy recommended making a low pass over the runway to assess field conditions, which he had done the previous day, detouring at Twin Falls due to ground ice. When Brittney was about 20 miles from the airport, she contacted the approach controller and was told to expect the RNAV approach to runway 2. This type of approach offers no vertical guidance, making landing in poor visibility conditions more difficult. During the first approach, Brittney stabilized the aircraft at a speed of 118 knots and began the descent to 500 feet above the runway, when she decided to abandon the approach due to poor visibility. On the second approach, he chose runway 2 and began the descent to approximately 3,500 feet above the airport, maintaining a speed of 108 knots with flaps up. Unfortunately, as it approached the runway, the aircraft was in a nose-high position, which contributed to the collision with the chimney. The NTSB investigation revealed that there were no mechanical problems with the plane and that ice did not play a role in the crash. However, Brittney's limited experience with the Caravan in difficult weather conditions and the steep descent angle required for the approach contributed to the tragedy. The approach chart did not provide sufficient information about obstacles along the way, and Brittney was not used to looking for this information during a non-precision approach. This tragic accident reminds us how important it is for pilots to be fully aware of weather conditions and obstacles along the flight path. Experience and ongoing training are crucial to ensuring safety in the skies. Thanks for following this story on Flight Failures. If you are not yet registered, do so now, so as not to miss out on other insights and stories on the world of aviation.